Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm so excited to do. It's one of my favorites to post. I'm going to be ranking all of the eyeshadow palettes that I tried last month. I know we're halfway through July. I don't know how that happened either, but I'm going to be ranking all of the eyeshadow palettes and single shadows that I tried in the month of June. We're going to be going from number 9 to number 1, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, welcome. I have some explaining to do because you might be thinking, Sam, you look a little crusty today. Let me explain. Here is my stunning outfit of the day. Slippers, of course. I have on an olive green skirt. I got it last year. I don't remember where I got it from, but it's really similar to the one that I've been loving on Amazon, so I will link that one. And then just a white crop top. I just got back from a pool party for one of my friends. Having her birthday party at one of the day clubs in Vegas. So I went for a few hours. It is 116 degrees. It was very hot. My bun is falling out and it is still wet from being in the pool, but I was like, all right guys, I gotta go film this video. So here I am post a pool party to bring you ranking my June palette. But I cannot wait to take a shower after this because I'm feeling a little itchy from the chlorine. I just had to very minimally touch up my makeup. It lasted really well. I did just a little TikTok on getting ready for the pool party today. I used some of the products that I had in my last Get Ready With Me video. There's the Charlotte Tilbury primer. I have on the blush, the highlight, and the eye wand from her. It was sitting right next to me. Here it is. From this little kit here. I hauled that and tried out the blush in my last video. Today I did try all 3 of the products, so I can link that TikTok if you are interested in checking that out. But I'm really excited. Like I said, this is one of my favorite videos to film. I love ranking makeup. I love talking about eyeshadow palettes. And for this series that I do every month, I talk about everything. I don't just talk about new makeup, and I don't just talk about palettes. I think I just have one single shadow in this video here. I like to talk about all the shadows that I put on my eyes. So if you're new here, I hope that you will subscribe. I post about 4 to 5 times a week. I like to call myself a chatty channel. I talk about makeup, but I also talk about some other things. I'm going through some health stuff right now, so I've been opening up about that. Like I mentioned, I live in Las Vegas, so sometimes I do post Vegas videos, recommendations, where to eat, and that sort of thing. But I hope that you will subscribe, and if you're returning, thank you so much for watching this, and let's jump into the ranking. No one should be surprised if you are a Pat McGrath eyeshadow stan. Just click off right now. I'm gonna give you a second. I hope that you clicked off because you are gonna be real mad at me. But coming in at number 9, I have from Pat McGrath, this is the Midnight Voyage eyeshadow palette. I just don't like this one. So I purchased this from Sephora. It was only $29, which I didn't think was a bad price for the 6 shades. It is a really small, a really small eyeshadow palette. But I wanted to give it a try. I want to like Pat McGrath eyeshadows. I just tend not to gravitate towards them. I tend not to love them. Also, her eyeshadows do tend to break out my eyes. I have really bad eye irritation when I've worn several Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes, and this one unfortunately gave me a really, really bad reaction when I tried it. So unfortunately, it's just not gonna be it for me. The $29 is not bad. Some of her other eyeshadow palettes I just don't think are really worth the price tag. There's a lot of other palettes that I really love that I think are even more affordable and better quality. But for me, this one was a miss. I just posted a video ranking all of the eyeshadow palettes that I've tried so far in 2022. I typically post that in June. So that video is already live if you wanna check it out. And this one and the Pat McGrath Bridgerton came in towards the bottom. They're just not for me. Hopefully we can still be friends though. Coming in at number 8, I have from Dose of Colors, and this is their Golden Hour palette. Now from here, I really like all of these palettes. I really struggled between number 1 and number 2. And the Golden Hour palette is not a bad palette. When I reviewed this in my wrap up for 2022, I mentioned that it's a 5-pan palette and one of the shades is a pressed glitter, and I just don't use this one all that often. Obviously, I knew that going into buying the palette. This retails for $32. It comes with a double-ended brush. I bought it from the Dose of Colors website. I still really like the palette though. It didn't necessarily like blow me away, knock my socks off, turn into a favorite or anything like that. I still like it. I still like the looks that I do with it. I love me a good brown smoky eye, so that's a look that I gravitate towards a lot, and the Dose of Colors formula is really nice. It's just this one I think is pretty good. At number 7, I have another older palette here. Sometimes when I do these particular ranking videos, I tend to put some of the older palettes that I've already talked about more towards the bottom because I feel like some of the newer palettes are a little bit more exciting and I'm more excited to be trying them right now at this moment. So again, this is another one that I do enjoy. This is from Hindash, and this is the monochromatic palette, the Monochromance palette. So it looks like so you can use this as eyeshadows. I've used it as contour, bronzer, blushes. My favorite blush in here is actually this red one. I think it looks really, really beautiful on the cheeks. But the eyeshadows are so fun. There's so many different options that you can do with this, and mixing and matching the shades all together, or even mixing and matching the shades as they are in here. I think it's such an interesting palette and such an interesting concept what Hindash is doing. So I really enjoyed this one, especially for like a full face type of situation. I think it's a good one. At number 6, I have from Colourpop. This is their One and Done palette. Okay, I really like this one. This is one, when it got announced, I instantly was like, ooh, this one is fun. I do get Colourpop from PR, so they did send this one to me, and I immediately was like, I have to try this one. I've done some neutral looks with this. I've obviously used the pinks in here. That's really something that I was drawn to with this eyeshadow palette, and I think it's really fun. I like the color story. I like the formula in here. This was one that I was hoping that I would really enjoy. Sometimes Colourpop can be a little hit or miss with their palettes, so I was hoping that this would be one that I would enjoy, and I really did. At number 5, this is definitely a palette I did not think that I would enjoy. I mentioned this one in a video I did recently talking about makeup products and brands that I thought that I would really enjoy if I was not a beauty YouTuber, and I mentioned the Urban Decay Naked Sin palette. When I first saw pictures of this, I was like, boring. When I got it even and I opened it, Urban Decay did send this in PR, I was like, that's not very exciting compared to how many eyeshadow palettes I have in my collection and how much I'm trying out. I'm like, this one is just not exciting. I wear this one so much. I have one eyeshadow on today. I just have that shadow stick from Charlotte Tilbury. That is definitely my makeup style. I'm very much quick and easy. I don't like to take a lot of time. I don't like to do a lot of blending. Like, that's just not fun for me. If I can create a really pretty makeup look using a less amount of products or very easy products to use, that's a great thing for me. And that's what I think about the Urban Decay, the mini Naked Sin here. And that's what I mentioned in that video of makeup that I think I would love if I wasn't a YouTuber and I wasn't constantly trying things out. And I also didn't feel a pressure to try to switch up my looks. I have to say that that's something that I don't feel that pressure as much as I used to in years past, where I would get comments of like, how come you always like have the same type of eye looks? It's like, well, because that's what I like, and you know, it is what it is. Every once in a while I switch things up and I wear a different type of eye look, or, you know, I put some lashes on or different things like that. But I like to go, like, I think it's called like a comfort zone for a reason. Like, that is where you find comfort and then you step out of your comfort zone and do something else. But that's not constantly what you're doing. Otherwise it wouldn't be a comfort zone. But this one, to me, this is like comfort zone makeup right here, okay? I know I'm gonna get a pretty look when I use it. It's easy to use, and it's just definitely one that I didn't think that I would gravitate towards as much, but I wear it so often. It's quick and easy. At number 4, I have a little combo here, and this is what I wore pretty much the whole time during my last vacation. I went to San Diego, and I also went to Los Angeles first for a launch party with Glamlight and Michaela for her Patsu collection. And this is actually what I wore to the party, and I wore it basically the whole time in San Diego. That is from Natasha Denona. It's the Mini Nude eyeshadow palette, and then I also brought along a Super Shock from Colourpop, and this is in Avant-Garde. This palette from Natasha has seen better days. I have huge pan in this one. This shadow is actually broken and pretty loose. I keep trying to press it back in, so I'm trying to be very careful as I hold it up because I don't want it to break all over me, especially as I'm wearing a white shirt. But I actually have a backup of this palette. I had a subscriber send it to me, which I thought was so sweet. So I took my Mini Nude on her farewell tour to San Diego, wore it the whole time. It's just so easy. This was definitely the first eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona that made me think like, I love this brand's eyeshadows. I need more. And now I have so many mini palettes. I love the midi palettes as well, kind of those mid-size palettes. But this is the one that started it all, was the Mini Nude. And you can see it's clearly been very loved on. But sometimes I like to go in, I like wearing gold, and I was wearing a gold swimsuit to the launch party, so I wanted to have a gold eyeshadow on. And this one here, like I said, is Avant-Garde from Colourpop. I really like the Super Shocks. They're so easy to use. I also find them easy to travel with. They don't take up a lot of space in a makeup bag, so that's why I packed it in my travel makeup bag. It's easy to just use my fingers and swipe it on and it's ready to go. I don't have any issues with like longevity with the Colourpop Super Shocks. I find they last really well. For the launch party, it was another pool party and we were there from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and I thought my makeup looked fine at the time that I left, and I did no touch up. Besides, I did borrow Angie's lipstick. Which one was it? I think it was it Makeup by Mario? Is that what I borrowed? And I put that on because I just was feeling too lazy to go get the bag myself. But other than that, I didn't do any touch-ups and I thought my makeup looked fine. So this was basically what I wore the whole time. These are two trusty staples to me, and a little farewell to her for the mini nude. At number 3, another one from Colourpop. This is their In the Springs palette. Okay, this is one when I saw it and I saw the promo pictures, I was like, probably not gonna be for me. I had in PR, I opened it up and I was like, you know what? I am gonna use this one. I do wanna give this a try. I really like wearing orange. I think orange, red, purple is so complementary with green eyes. And especially when it's warm weather, that's when I like to gravitate towards the oranges and the reds actually. So when I saw this, I was like, all right, let's just give it a shot. And this is really pretty. I use this palette like, I want to say for maybe like 3 or 4 looks in a row, and I was like, I have other palettes I could be using and I could be trying out, but I was like, I still want to keep trying more with the In the Springs. This is a really fun palette. If these are your types of colors, I think this would be a great one to go for. You have the oranges, you have the blues in here. You also have some of the gold, some of the lighter tones. This is a really fun, to me, like this is a really fun summer palette. I can see myself reaching for this for the next several months here, because like summer in Las Vegas lasts until like November, okay? At number 2, like I said, I was going back and forth between 1 and 2, and I finally decided at number 2 is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau Palette. I like this one so much, and I wasn't totally sure how I was going to feel about it, but when I saw the first photos and the promo photos, I was like, I like the looks of this. Obviously it's the internet, everyone has opinions on everything, and not all opinions are going to be the same, and I felt like at first I kept seeing more negative comments about this palette, and I was like, I like the looks of it. You know, I'm a little bit more of a neutral girl, but I also love greens. I feel like the outer palette definitely made me think maybe there'd be a little bit more green in here, but there's some really fun ones. Like Liberty is a shade that I enjoy so much. Wings is beautiful. Even the golds, like I love wearing green and gold. I'm a cheesehead Green Bay fan right here, so green and gold is a favorite color scheme of mine. But I saw the wisteria and I was like, yes please, because I also love me a good purple, and this one being more of like that pastel. I know a lot of people were saying it doesn't make any sense to the palette, like why is that one in there, but I was like, I love it. It's something different, kind of stands out. I really have enjoyed the looks. This was another one. I bought this myself, ran to Sephora the day that it came in store. I have multiple videos on YouTube using the Nouveau palette. I have tutorials on my Instagram, which is March Beauty Word, but I ran out and got it. And again, just like with the Colourpop, I use this, I'm gonna say probably 5 times in a row. I did a really beautiful monochromatic purple look with the purple shadow in here. I had a purple dress on. I was going to brunch with my friends. I've used the green. I used the duochrome, which was really fun when I was going to a Slipknot concert, and I felt like it kind of gave me that grungy vibe. I just feel like there's a lot that you can do with the Nouveau palette, and I really enjoy the formula. It's very easy to use, easy to work with. I'm a fan of this one. And then lastly, I still have to give it to the Kaja stacks. I like these so much. These came in at the top in all of the palettes that I've tried so far in 2022. They came in at the top in my last video ranking my palettes for May. The stack that I used in June is Peach Madeline, and I like this one so much. Again, I brought this on my San Diego trip with me. I love the stacks. These are oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the price, $26, I believe. $26 for the eyeshadow shade. They have a really beautiful topper shade. Also, this like glittery goodness is so beautiful. And then you also have a matte. I love the Kaja stacks. I get asked a lot of questions of what are my favorites. Peach Madeline is definitely one of them. They also came out with Mauve Bouquet recently, which I've been raving about. But Neutral Moment, I've had that one for a while. I wear it so much. It's, again, if you love neutrals, if you love like a simple brown eyeshadow look, that is going to be a perfect one for you. It's all matte. I wear that one so much. I've raved about it so much. But when they came out with their new ones, I instantly fell in love as well. And Peach Madeline still has to take the top spot for this video. But other than that, that is going to be it for today. That is ranking all of the palettes that I tried in the month of June. I hope you enjoyed seeing this one. I hope that you enjoy this series. I am off to take a shower now and get this chlorine off of me. I hope that you enjoyed this video though. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in my next video.